welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a first impressions and a review of the new Fenty Beauty Eaze Drop foundation, the new Fenty Beauty body sauce, as well as the new Fenty Beauty bronzer and thickening. I actually have all three products on my face, as well as a full face of Fenty from top to bottom. You guys are going to see me actually apply it. So if you are on the market, if you are trying to invest in a Eaze Drop or a tinted product, you want to know if you should go with this one, make sure you go ahead and keep on watching. Give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I post videos on Wednesdays and Sundays. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. So the first thing that I'm going to go in with is the Pro Filter Instant Retouch Primer, and I'm going to use this just to prime my face, which I've already moisturized. Also, just as a heads up, I will be getting a new mic soon, so if you hear any clicking, I apologize. I'm in the process of getting a better mic. But now we are prepped and primed. I'm gonna let it sit in on my face for a little bit, just so that once I attach the primer, not attach the primer, but once I apply the foundation slash the skin tint, it'll have something to attach to. So I did want to just read off some of the call outs of the skin tint so that, you know, we have some information. So there are 25 shades in this new Eaze Drop blurring skin tint, and it retails for $29.50, which is more affordable than the traditional Fenty foundation, which is usually $36. So it's about almost $6 to $7 off. I haven't been hearing the best of things about the shade match, but I feel like mine was perfect. If you go on Fenty's website, or if you look at their Instagram, they actually have a chart, which I will insert here, which essentially tells you what shade you would be in the Eaze Drop based on what shade you are in the foundation, and I really appreciated that. Another new product that I'm going to be featuring in today's video is the new Fenty Beauty Sun Stalker Bronzer. I got the new shade in Thick Mints, and this is $30. Now that there's so many bronzers on the market for deeper skin, I do feel like $30 is more in the pricier point, because I know Mented and Prime Beauty have some, and the Lip Bar. All three have some amazing bronzer shades that are under $30, so this one is a bit more expensive, but I'm excited to see how it works, especially since I tried Mocha Mami like last year or 2 years ago. And then the last new product that I have is the Fenty Beauty Body Sauce Body Luminizing Tint. Now, I didn't realize that I spent $48 on this. This is a $50 product. Like, this is a lot of money. It does come in 7 shades, and essentially you're supposed to be able to use it all over your body. And it's supposed to be transfer and sweat resistant. We gonna see if it's transfer and sweat resistant. So those are the 3 new Fenty products that launched, as well as the prices that have come out that I'm going to be testing out for you guys. All of the other products that I'll be using today as well will also be Fenty Beauty. So it's a Fenty face. It's Fenty Face Friday, period. So the first thing that I'm going to do is just to shake up the Eaze Drop, just because one thing I can say for sure is that I noticed some of the separation in the container itself when I was just looking at it. You were able to see like some of the, essentially like the red pigment that was in it. So I highly recommend that when you get this, you shake it really well. I'm going to be using this in 2 ways. So first, I'm just going to use my hands and apply it as if I was applying a tinted moisturizer, a regular tinted moisturizer, and going about my day with no other product, so that you guys can see what this looks like if you use it on its own. But then I'm also going to use it with a concealer, the blush, etc., so that you can also see if this is something that you can build up for a more full face. So the shade that I purchased is 24, which is the second to last shade. So I just did a quick swatch on my arm for you guys. With this product so far, what I can say is that it does have a super liquid thin consistency. This specific shade itself does run more red, and it is similar to me as far as the shades that I have for my foundation. I'm typically deep 80, I believe, or 480, so it is within the same range. So now I'm going to actually apply it here, and you can either squeeze it out. What I like so far, you can squeeze it out in drops so that you get a more concentrated amount, or you can just like squeeze so that it comes out like a lot at one time. So I do like that it gives you that flexibility depending upon how you want to apply it. So I'm going to start with this side of my face first, and I'm just going to swipe down It looks like a perfect match so far to me. I'm going to, let me stop there so that I don't go in with a heavy hand. And I'm just gonna blend it with my fingers. I did wash my hands. If you're using a tinted moisturizer or the Eaze Drops, okay, make sure you wash your hands before you apply any type of product. And I'm just going in upwards motions. It feels really good, especially with the primer that I used. It feels really good on the skin. And I'm only gonna do one side just so you can see the comparison. But y'all, where's the foundation? Where's the Eaze Drop? It literally looks just like my skin. Gonna apply it on my forehead. This is probably where you'll be able to see the actual line of demarcation because my forehead is typically lighter. But okay, so this is what my face currently looks like with the Eaze Drop on this side and nothing on the other side. I feel like this was a perfect match, and I feel like once I go in with concealer, it will literally be perfect. Like, I have no qualms about this shade. It was such an easy match. I literally just followed the guide and it works perfectly for me. So I really enjoyed this shade. Okay, so for this side, I'm going in with the brush. Wow, it looks like I don't even have, like, I'm dipping the brush onto the product. Let me just blend. It looks like I literally am not putting anything on my skin. So what I'm actually gonna do is take the Eaze Drop, put it on my hand, and then blend. So that at least I feel like I put something on, because the way that it was applying just with the brush, it was making me feel like I literally had nothing on my face. Okay. The finish of this is so beautiful. Y'all see what I see? Okay, so now I'm just blending everything with the brush just so that there's a more even application. The one thing I can say though is that with this product, I can see myself running out of it. Not necessarily quickly, because I feel like I'm using so much because I am doing a demonstration. So maybe I'll take it back. I feel like because I'm trying to do a demonstration and I'm trying to like build it up and see what it looks like, I'm using a lot of products. So I wonder what it feel like to just use 1 to 2 drops versus I feel like I've used like 3 to 4, if not maybe even 5 drops on each side. But this is what my face looks like with just the Eaze Drop tint all over on both the right and left side. This side was applied mainly using my fingers, and you guys saw how easily it applied. This side was created mainly using a brush. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to build up a more coverage face. So I'm just going to apply some concealer. I'm only going to put a little bit, and this is a little bit for me compared to the amount that I typically use. But today's look is definitely giving more your skin but better. I'm actually going to also be using 2 products that I bought literally last year and have never used. All I did was swatch them, and that's going to be their coffee, or not their coffee, their cream bronzers. So I'm excited to test these out. I'm going to go in with Toffee Tease, and I'm just gonna apply this on the areas of my face where I would typically contour. I don't know if it's just me, but I'm not seeing much on my skin, but I'm just gonna go with it. But I'm not seeing much dimension, but maybe that'll help with making this a more natural look. But it looks like this shade isn't dark enough for like a, or maybe it is, I can't tell. Oh no, yeah, it's gonna add dimension. It's good. Then I'm just going to add it to the perimeters of my forehead. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go in and blend underneath my eye. This concealer for me is tried and true. I love the Fenty Pro Filter Concealer. I'm actually also going to insert a link. Oh, I didn't put it on my upper lip. I'm gonna insert a link of a review that I did for them when they first came out. But y'all, I have purchased these, repurchased these. Literally, I can't stop myself from using them. They are so good. And I can't say enough good things about them. I put too much here, but the Fenty concealers are top 2 and they're not 2. And then just really quickly, I blended in the concealer, press in the cream bronzer, and then something I always love to do is to go over my face one time with the same brush that I use to apply my foundation, just because it helps with tying in the different shades. But this is what my skin is looking like once I've applied the concealer as well as that cream bronzer. All right, so really quickly before I go in with the Pro Filter foundation, specifically the powder foundation, if you guys haven't checked it out, I do have a review on that, as well as the gloss bombs, which I'll be linking in the cards, just so that if you're already looking for Fenty, you can check them out. But one thing I wanted to know is that as I'm like looking at my face more, I'm actually not in love with the cheek area. I feel like it's almost too glossy, too dewy. And it would be different if it was like this glossy and this dewy in the actual shade of the cream blush that I use. But I feel like it's just like extra dew for no reason. So I just wanted to call that out because I was really excited about it at first, but I kind of let it sit in a little bit more. I did some stories on Instagram, and the more I look at it, the more I'm like, maybe I liked you before because you were under foundations versus on top of foundation. So I just wanted to call that out because it's a thought in my head. So I wanted to let you guys know I am only lightly setting the face. Next, I'm going to go in with another new product that I'm actually excited about, and that is Figment. I'm excited to go in and see how this works on the 480 mommies, okay? I don't know if this will work on the 490, 495. I would actually have to have my sister test it and try it, but I'm going to see how it works on me. So I'm going to start here. And I'm just going to apply that. I'm going to do this entire side of my face, and then we're going to compare and see if it looks any different from the other side of our face. Not our face, my face, but you know. You here with me, so we're doing this together. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, when I apply bronzer, I'm very like loose with it because I feel like bronzer just adds warmth, and I like the warm look. And if you notice the motion I went in, and I kind of went in a 3. That's typically the motion that I go in with any like bronzer or contour product. So this is what this side looks like. And this is the side with no products. I'm gonna bring up my mirror up close and personal so I can actually see if it did anything. I knew I wasn't bugging. Figment is the lighter shade, and then the bronzer that I've recently been loving beyond like the Prime Beauty bronzer, which I always love, is the Mentor Cosmetics one in Out of Office. Out of Office is definitely darker than Figment. What it really is that the Out of Office bronzer, as well as the Prime Beauty bronzer, as well as the Lip Bar bronzer, all of them have an undertone that is a bit more purple, so that it actually pulls the shade and gives you that dimension. I feel like Figment, though, if I'm gonna be honest, it has more red, but I just feel like the deeper you are, the more you kind of need a little bit of that purple in it. Like, it definitely adds warmth. It's just not the type of bronzer shade that I'm specifically used to, especially because of the ones that I've been using. So it's not a bad thing, but it's just like when I first look at it, it's not something I'm used to. So I feel like a good thing to do might be to use a contour to add that dimension, and then go in with this as a bronzer to give you that warmth, versus doing it the way I did, where I only went in with warmth, so I'm kind of missing that dimension a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and do my lips, do my hair, come back, and then I'm going to try the body sauce on my arms so that you guys can see what it looks like and how it works. But so far, this is the face, and I'm not mad at it. I'm really not. It's giving my skin. Literally just looks like my skin. If I didn't have black liner in my waterline area, I feel like no one would be able to tell me that I have makeup on, because I'm going to ask you where's the makeup? All right, I'll be back to finish off the look. All right, guys, so I am back. This is what my face looks like. I genuinely feel like I don't have makeup on. Like, I can't believe I not only put on the tinted product, a concealer, a bronzer, a cream bronzer, a setting powder, and my face looks this just like, even a blush, like my face literally looks like there's not much on. So I have a scar on my arm, and what I'm going to do is test and see how the body sauce actually covers it. Going to sit up a little bit so you guys can see it as I apply it on my arm, so we can see if this actually works to give you not just a glow, but also a little bit of coverage. So now that I'm sitting down and looking at it, I still see my scar. Like, it's definitely still visible. So I like the color that it added, but it definitely didn't like remove my scar. I'm going to go ahead and apply some just like on my chest area to try and get like a more seamless look on my chest. Yeah, it does do that. Honestly, I'm gonna be real with y'all. Of the new products, well, actually, I'll save that for my final thought. That with every review that I do, I always like to do the pros and the cons so that you can look at what I think the pros and cons are and use that to your discretion when it comes to purchasing. In today's video, we tried 3 different new products. The first product I tried was the Fenty Beauty Eaze Drop Skin Tint. The second product that I tried was the new Fenty Beauty Thick Mint Bronzer. And then the third product that I tried is the new Fenty Beauty Body Sauce and Chocolate Rain. If I'm being completely honest with you, out of the 3, if I had to repurchase it again, I would only get the Eaze Drop Foundation. Here is why. So I'm going to give you the pros and the cons. The pros of the Eaze Drop Foundation, the shade match on me was beautiful. The actual coverage, the way that it blended both with my hands and with a brush was amazing. It still looks really good, really skin-like, and I like the price point of it for what it is. I just overall really enjoyed this product. If there's any cons I can think of, or one thing I will say is that this product does oxidize. I know that when the first Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Matte Foundation came out, one of the concerns a lot of people had was about the way that it oxidized, and this one does oxidize as well. But I feel like the reason why this oxidizes a little bit more is because it does fit multiple skin tones. In general with the range, I only watched one other video so far, and that was from Naturally Sunny, and I know that she struggled with finding her perfect shade. Or in the beginning, it looked like she was struggling with her perfect shade until she wore it and she really enjoyed it. The thing you want to keep in mind with skin tints is that the ranges are not going to be as expansive as a regular foundation because multiple people can get away with this because of how sheer and light it is. So don't be afraid when it comes to trying this product. If you feel like it's not looking good on you as soon as you apply it, actually try to blend it in with your hands and a brush first. The cons that I would give for this foundation, honestly, I can't think of any yet. Just for the simple fact that it did everything that a skin tint is supposed to do. So I don't have any cons for this product at all. Now let's get into the bronzer, mine which currently looks like a mess. So the pro I'm going to give this is that it does add warmth. I feel like my face right now is erring more on the side of red. I went in very liberally with this bronzer because I wasn't seeing the actual pigment and I wanted to see like where's the rest of it. Is it actually applying? Is it actually adding warmth? And once it set it to my face, I realized yes, it added warmth, and I feel like it added a little bit too much warmth just because that Eaze Drop is also more of a red/warm undertone. It's deeper, but unfortunately I feel like this still isn't the perfect bronzer or my preferred bronzer. If you are someone that likes to contour and you contour consistently and you need something to add a little bit more warmth to balance out your face, then you can go ahead and get this. Me personally, what I've been doing more recently is bronzing over contouring because the bronzing powders that I've been using from Prime Beauty, from Mented, they not only have warmth, they also have dimension, so it's almost like a 2-in-1, whereas this is just the one. You're literally just going to get a warm tone, a bronze tone. You're not going to get that dimension. So does this work for like what Fenty created it to do? Most likely. Does this work for the way that I like my bronzers to work on me? No. Last product is going to be the body sauce. I feel like the pros of this is that it does give a glow on the skin. And I've used this multiple times. If you guys follow me on Instagram, and if you don't, you definitely should be plug. I've used this multiple times, and one thing that I noticed is that it does have transfer. I know one of the claims is that it is transfer proof and sweat proof. This will transfer, and I actually spoke to someone who DM'd me and said that she bought this when she was going on vacation, and when she got up from furniture, it was completely transferred onto the furniture. So this is something that you want to be careful with. What is it good for? Again, if you are someone that has like multiple tones and maybe you just want to even it out, or you just want to add a glow, you want to be a little bit extra in your own vacation, then you'll enjoy this. But $48 for what this did for me, it wasn't really worth it, especially because when I tried it on my scar, it's not that I expected it to completely cover it up, but I wish it covered it up a bit more. And so that is what I really was excited to use this for, to see if I could cover the scar, and it didn't do that much, so I wasn't as in love with this. A few other products that I used in this video that are my first time using are the cream blushes and the cream bronzers. And I'll be honest, I like the cream blush, but I feel like it does have a little bit too much dew. Because I honestly wish I could go in with one of my powder blushes and just add it one time so that I can get that pigment without so much of the shine. And then as far as the bronzer, it was cute. It was nice, but once I get darker in the summer, it won't work for me in the shade that I use, which is Toffee Tea, which I believe is the darkest one. So they're okay, but they're not my favorite Fenty products. Like, I feel like I have other products in like the Fenty line that I would prefer. And if you're not new here and you don't know, first of all, I have a whole Fenty playlist because Fenty is my favorite brand. So even as I'm like reviewing this, I'm not necessarily disappointed in any of the products, just in my honest opinion, a few of them aren't working the way that I would like them to work. But it's my personal makeup style. So you can see what I've mentioned, see what the pros are, see what I said the cons are, see how it looks, and then just based on your makeup style, determine what you want to purchase or not. I hope that you guys found this helpful. I hope that this was information that you've been looking for. The Eaze Drop is a hit though. The Eaze Drop looks amazing. It's really, really good. If you have oily skin and you want to wear this, I feel like you can still get away with it. You just want to make sure that you set it with a bit more of a heavy hand when you're using a face powder, much more than what I did, because I only did a light glaze over my skin so that I could still have this dewy look. So just keep that in mind if you are someone that does have more oily skin and you're looking to get into this product. But those are my overall thoughts, my overall pros and cons on all of the 3 new products that I tried, as well as some products that I've had for a while but just never tried before, at least not on video. If you guys enjoyed this, make sure you go ahead and give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'm so excited to be back, to be consistent. If you haven't already, check out my Chit Chat Get Ready With Me, where I tell you guys where I've been, what's going on, and if the Chit Chat Get Ready With Me is not up yet, it will be out on Sunday. My official posting schedule is Wednesdays and Sundays. For sure, you are getting 2 videos a week, and then there'll be some weeks when you get extra. So, you know, Wednesdays and Sundays, I'm gonna see you here, okay? Make sure that you come back. I love you guys so much, and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye.